Hey everyone, and welcome to CAD-CAM TV. My name is Sean Bellimer. I'm the training manager here at CAD-CAM Consulting Services, and in this video series, we'll be sharing helpful tips and tricks for all the products that we offer, and we hope you enjoy. My name is Sean Bellimer, and in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between 2D and 3D geometry creation, setup, projection, etc. So as you can see in my part file here, I have just a simple box, 6" by 4". It's got an inch thickness to it. Now the unique thing about this, and this is where kind of the lesson takes place, is the origin of this, the Z0, as you can see, is right smack in the middle of my box, which is a little unique. Now, one of the things that sometimes can be frustrating as a programmer is the fact that when we receive a file, whether it's from an engineering department, a completely foreign file type from a customer, something like that, we may not have a lot of information about it. So here are some things and some tips to maybe help me with that. I'd like to focus your attention at the bottom of the screen where you can see it says 3D mode. And all that means is that when I click on something or begin the design process, it is going to design that piece of geometry in wherever my mouse is in X, Y, and Z. All three axes, 3D. Now, the other thing I need to kind of keep an eye on here is in my planes manager, that I am in fact drawing in the top construction plane. So as I have an isometric look at my part here, the pencil or the drawing tool will be coming from the Z-axis this way. And now I'm just going to draw a simple circle. And if I use my auto cursor to select the origin and drag this out, as you can see, it has placed this circle on the origin, X, Y, but also Z0 because my cursor setup and system setup is set to 3D mode. Okay. And obviously, if I want this circle projected up to the top face of my box here, that's not going to work. Now, here's two ways to handle this. I could always draw it at 0. I could then use the transform tool, and I could translate it. I could use dynamic translate. There's a lot of different ways to do it here. And then I could bring it up a 1/2 inch in Z. The thing is that's an extra step, and it would be a lot of work to have to do that to every piece of geometry I create to project it up to where it needs to be. Okay, so instead, I'm going to take and utilize the 2D functionality that'll do the projection for me. I'm going to delete this circle, and I'm going to do it again. Now, if I switch to 2D mode, simply, I just clicked right there. It has switched the mode from 3D to 2D. That means that Mastercam is going to follow the X and Y of whatever I select on, in my case, the origin, but it is going to project the Z value to a fixed Z that I determine. And just to the left of the 2D, you can see a column here for the Z axis. Now, the Z amount I can manually type in. I know that it needs to be Z.5. But what if I didn't know that? Once again, what if I import a foreign file type in and I don't know the size or the Z location that it needs to be? Mastercam can help with that. What I can do is instead of clicking in the numeric field here, I can click on the actual letter Z itself. And once I do that, you can see a prompt appear that says select a point for the new construction depth. Now I can grab a piece of geometry that is already established on the part, and you see how it fills in the field of, in this case, Z.5. Now, even if I didn't know where it was, Mastercam did. And that will allow me to be able to draw at the correct Z height now. Now, when I go to recreate this circle, and I draw it at the origin, see how it has projected it up to 0.5 in Z? And now I can successfully dimension and fill in everything I need to. It is drawn at the correct spot, and away I go. Now, there's one other way to do this, and I'm going to draw a second circle, and this time I'm going to focus on doing so at this front face. So I'm going to change my construction plane to front over here on the left side of my screen in my planes manager. That will get the tool drawing this way. Now, I could do the same exact thing that I did before, where the tool coming in from the front will project itself a certain distance away from the origin. I want to show you another really cool little trick. And in this trick, I'm going to actually switch back to 3D mode. When I'm in 3D mode, this Z value here is rendered completely irrelevant. Doesn't mean a thing. Now, here's the trick, and I want you to look closely at the corners. How I'm going to get this circle on the face that I need and where I need it. Obviously, I cannot go here because we know that it's going to lock itself to the origin. Not what I want. In the old days, what you could do is draw a line that would be from one corner to the other, and then I could just select on the midpoint and then delete the line. But the thing is that is a lot of extra geometry when you do all this reference geometry. So what I'm going to do is go to the circle center point function right now. I'm going to hover over a corner. Now, I want to reiterate, do not click on anything here. If I click, it's going to draw a circle. But if I hover over it, you'll see that it creates a little green point there. It's going to keep that point there. I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. It creates another little green point, but what that does is it creates what we call temporary midpoint. I use this corner and this corner to issue a midpoint. And now right there, I can just click and draw my circle and then, of course, update the diameter. Okay. So that's a couple of different ways to use the 2D, 3D, drawing in different construction planes, using the temporary midpoint function, which is capable in anywhere in Mastercam that you can establish points for something, and drawing in different construction planes. So that's going to take care of this tips and tricks video. Stay tuned for more, and we will show you some other cool little things inside of Mastercam that you may not have been aware of.